Hi there and welcome to Pop Nonsense. Today we're going to be talking about
Jurassic World, The Irishman, The Black Hand,
Red Dead Redemption 2, The Predator,
Cloverfield,
how good Netflix is,
that film with Nicolas Cage, Primal,
Days Gone,
Gangs of New York, Peaky Blinders,
the best Nelson Mandela impression you'll ever see in your life, things we're looking forward to in 2018. Hi there and welcome to Pop Nonsense. I'm Tosh.
I'm Gregor.
Today we're going to talk about some stuff, things that have happened this week.
And the future.
But what have you got? What has happened this week, Gregor? Anything exciting?
To be honest, I've not seen many things, and the thing that I have been watching isn't really from this week, but it's new to me.
But my new thing's not new either.
Well, I watched the new trailer for Peaky Blinders season 4.
I've never watched that. Never watched any Peaky Blinders.
It's so good,
Is
so
it
well made.
Kinda like, what's that film? Nick Cave done it. Matt Hardy. He's a wrestler. Tom Hardy's in it. But Prohibition. Lawless. Is it like Lawless?
I've not seen Lawless, but
Then we'll
Tom
never
Hardy
know.
is in this. And he's fantastic as always.
Aye.
Cillian Murphy? Cillian? How do you say his name?
I don't know. I don't even know who he is.
You do. He was in that Batman. He was
Batman.
he was the fella that Scarecrow.
I think it's Cillian. I
think it's Cillian.
The
28 days
only
later.
person to appear in every single one of the Christopher Nolan's trilogy, except Christian Bale, not obviously. But like he's in the first one. In the second one, he makes a cameo. Have you seen all the Batman or the Batmans?
I've seen all those ones. I enjoyed them.
He makes the cameo at the start because he's selling the fear toxin.
Right.
And then Batman comes in and he's got the big. And then he is the judge in the kangaroo court scene.
Right.
And so he makes a cameo. Well, he's obviously
There
a
you
main
go.
character in the first one, but he's in every single one of them. Only character to do that, except Batman.
Yeah.
And Alfred. And well, others are people to be fair.
Michael Caine.
And Michael Caine.
That was Alfred, wasn't it?
He was Alfred.
I'll do my impression, but that's just horrible.
Have you ever seen The Trip?
I love that. That's my impression. My impression is their my
impression
impression,
of Michael
and it's
Caine.
an impression of their impression.
I love The Trip.
She
Absolutely
was
love The
only
Trip.
60.
She was only 60. Right, anyway, sorry, I digress.
Peaky Blinders, aye.
Peaky Blinders.
So it just looks really good. I'd highly recommend it.
How many seasons in are we now?
The new one coming out is 4.
Number 4.
But they get some great folk in it. Like I said, Tom Hardy was in it. Sam Neill was in the first series. Cillian Murphy's great. A fella that plays his brother that I can't remember his name, but he was in The Firm and other stuff. He's really good. Like everything about it is really good. I
love your reviews. It's either really, really good or really, really bad.
That's basically it.
We watched. So as I was saying, we don't get to go to the pictures anymore because of my dad. It sounds like I just moan about having kids all the time, but I don't. I genuinely quite like the fact that they're there, and hopefully one of them will turn into a millionaire or something, so I can just sponge half them for the rest. That hedging our bets. So we don't get to see things when they come out usually. So we've hung fire, and now Alien Covenant is on Prime, and we're able to rent it, and we could watch it and all that sort of stuff. Have you seen it?
I have.
What did you think?
I quite liked it, but I just don't like CGI aliens. I want a man in a suit. Aye. It's too fluid a movement.
I get that. I totally get that. And when the water and all that, all the saliva runs off the face, it doesn't look. My main concern with the whole thing was big Predator fan. Right after watching it, that whole thing with Covenant, I know the Predator storyline and the Alien storyline are not supposed to be connected, but it totally blows everything out of the water.
Right.
So like if in Alien versus Predator, we don't talk about AVP2. Have you ever seen that? No. It's terrible. Really, really bad.
Is that one with Spud for Trainspotting, or is that
He's in the first one.
Right.
He's in the first. I thought the first one was great, but in the first one, Predator, they breed aliens for training purposes. Right. So they train xenomorphs for training purposes, but because of the way Covenant is, it totally blows out of the water. Because David, spoilers, obviously, because David engineers, pardon the pun, because of the engineers, but he basically, what do you call it? He genetically modifies and creates the alien that we know, the xenomorph that we know. Yeah. But after reading a couple of fan theories and stuff like that, because it totally threw me out of whack, like I was like, I can't live in a world where the two of these don't coincide.
It's juked off.
Because in Predator 2, spoilers, in Predator 2, it's Danny Glover, isn't it? Yeah. Right, when Danny Glover goes into the ship, you can see the alien skull as a trophy on the wall. So that means that would work with AVP, but because David made Alien, Predator couldn't come back at the Egyptian times because we're in the future at this point, so it couldn't go back at the Egyptian times to put all that stuff in the huge big things under the ice. But after reading a fan theory, I can't say it. Apparently there's if you look closely, there's murals on the wall that the engineers have done, and one of them's of a xenomorph. And apparently David didn't come up with the idea. He basically just recreated something that the engineers had already done, which would mean everything's safe.
So it's all
the
still
whole
acceptable.
canon is fine.
See the bit when the two Fassbenders in it at one point?
There's
him.
There's David and Walter.
At some point, does he play a flute?
Yes, and he
does
can.
he blow this, I'll do the fingering, or something? His line is something like "blow this and I'll do the fingering."
Yep.
Come on.
I just heard
The first time I watched it, I actually rewound it. I was like, "That I must have missed something," because like if I'm watching something, I can drift off, and like if I'm seeing something, before I know it, I'm about 10 steps away from what I'm watching. So I had to go back, and I was like, "He definitely says something."
I did
really
say that.
weird
He says, "You blow and I'll do the fingering." I never heard that. You must just be full of smut, Gregor.
Reminds me of my scout days. I wasn't in the scouts. Another new thing,
right?
Netflix. Just on Netflix at the moment. The Babysitter.
Oh, it's a bit like a jokey omen.
Yeah,
That's the?
Well, because it's a wee fella, a bit of a geek, and I say that wee fella looks like Zac Efron, but then they put a pair of glasses on him. He's like, "Oh, he's a geek." No bother, pal.
Like Superman.
But he's got a hot babysitter, and she's like really cool to him and everything. And then turns out she's a bit of a Satanist and kills folk. And
a bit of a Satanist.
It's actually quite good. I didn't know what I was watching to start with. I thought I'll get a shot, and I didn't know if it was like proper kids film, but it's a bit kind of the swearing stuff in it.
Oh,
so it's the kind of thing you watch as a wee guy, and you're like, "Yeah, this is good," because it's got a bit of swearing in it, and that. It's not like overly a bit of gore and stuff, but it's alright actually. It's quite amusing at points as well, and there's we kind of they've to come up with I can't remember what it was, like intergalactic team. If you were fighting whoever, so it's wee geeky points and wee references to different things like Mad Men and stuff in there. It's like nice wee references. It's actually quite good.
We tried watching. This isn't my new thing because I think it's pretty poor. To be fair, Santa Clara Diet.
I quite liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like Drew Barrymore and I like Oliphant.
He's great. We were talking about. Have you ever seen Girl Next Door?
No.
No, I think I'm the only person that's seen this one. It's a bit of a rom-com,
right,
but it's about a porn star who moves next door to this teenager.
Eliza Cuthbert or something?
It is, that's exactly who it is. Is it Eliza? Is it Alicia?
Yeah, I think that might be
her. Well, she's in it, and he plays the manager, but he's pretty grim. He's a bit of the, like, you don't quite know for a bit whether he's a good guy or a bad guy and that sort of stuff.
I quite liked it, because, like, see the guy that was trying to get in amongst his wife, Drew Barrymore?
The real estate agent guy,
and like you're just like, he's the worst guy ever, and then spoilers, she eats him. You're just like, yes. But I've all the time in the world for Drew Barrymore. I think she's excellent.
I thought it was a bit beige.
Yeah,
it was a bit kind of like it's not really a bit too.
I think they were trying to play it too
sitcom.
Well, I think they were just trying to play it that way, where it is like a sitcom. This is going down, but they're not going to get hysterical about it. like you obviously would.
Nah, it wasn't quite for me. My wife said it was alright. She started watching it. She started watching that Fear of the Walking Dead as well, because apparently there's going to be a crossover between Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead.
I liked the first series because with The Walking Dead, obviously it starts the same as 28 Days Later, which bothered me, but it basically the same starts 28 Days Later. Wakes up in a hospital bed and all that, and it's happened.
So
Fear of the Walking Dead.
Fear of the Walking Dead. So Fear of the Walking. Why were we talking about Fear of the Walking Dead? Fear in the Walking of the Dead. I can't even say it anymore.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
No,
because
just Fear the Walking Dead.
Is it?
I don't think there's an of.
Fear the Walking Dead. Fear of the Walking.
I don't know now. But with Fear the Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead.
I don't even know.
That starts at the start of it, kind of thing. It's like you see it kind of like suddenly folk are just wild and turn into folk, and you're just like, what's going on, kind of thing. First series I didn't mind Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, have you watched it?
I've watched it. Like, I'm up to date-ish. The latest series, 'cause I think the last series or two I've enjoyed. I enjoyed about half an episode of the latest one, and they're all just dicks. Oh, I say that. The Walking Dead.
They're all just dicks.
They're all murdering that as well. I want most of them to die. Apart from Daryl, the Nazi. That everyone forgets.
So he is.
He's a white supremacist.
So he is.
Like, oh, I love Daryl.
I think it's one of the things because he's rugged and, do you know what I mean?
If he was asking for 50p for a bus home, you wouldn't be. Oh, he's rugged and lovely. Like, you're a wee Jake Bo. But he is good. I do like him.
I gave up on The Walking Dead. Totally gave up on it. I don't want to do spoilers, because I actually did spoil that bit for this particular bit for somebody, and I felt really bad about it for about 10 minutes. Someone was supposed to die and they didn't die, and I said to my wife, if he doesn't die, I am done. Yeah. And he didn't die, and I'm done. It's not like Thrones, where everybody's fair cop, and that's what keeps it interesting. It's just, I don't... And the other thing is the comic is completely open-ended, and it's just going to go on and on and on, and I kind of just can see a big disappointment, because they're going to need to finish it at some point. Nothing but disappointment. Like what Alan Partridge thinks of London. Just that's what's going to happen. It's and that's why I'm not investing any more time in this. There's other things that I want to do, like I've got a yogurt that's going at a date that I need to eat. Do you know what I mean? So Gregor, 2018 is coming up, because that's just the way maths works. Yep. What are you looking forward to, man?
A few things.
That's handy.
A few things that I kind of knew about anyway, but I've been kind of looking specifically for what's going to be coming out.
Are we doing this in order, like least excited to most excited? Or are you just kind of
whatever you want? You can build it up.
I'm just going to blot mine out, I think. An actress said to a bishop. On you go.
Right. First one. The new Jurassic World film.
I knew it. See, when I said I thought we were going to have one of the same thing, that was mine as well.
Yeah. Looking forward to it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, just a wee bit. It's called, what's it called? Something Kingdom?
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. And do you know anything about it?
I have seen them talking about how they kind of wanted to look at, I don't know how to describe it, like the relationship with, like if there was raptors in a jungle, like a kind of real life setting. Fallen Kingdom seems to be, to me, like we had something, it's fallen, obviously. They've had Jurassic World, they've had Jurassic Park, so one of these has to crumble for them to then have this, here's the aftermath.
Yep.
That's what it seems like to me, it's like the aftermath of an issue. And always wanted a kind of, you know how you got Jurassic Park and the others. Which is why I want a film that would go back and be like Jurassic Park, the clean-up. Not just folk out mopping and going, oh God, this again.
See, I was thinking, right, it's been a while since I've seen it, Jurassic World. Fly ones. What do you call the fly ones again?
Pterosaurs.
Pterodactyls.
Pterodactyl, Tyrannosaur, Dimorphodon. Right. There's a load of different...
The fly ones, the pterodactyls, where did they go? They all got out, did they not?
This could be the Fallen Kingdom.
And then, are there no pterodactyls in the third one? Because I remember there being a game where you had to fight a pterodactyl.
In the dome, because that was in the book.
Right.
They passed through a dome, the aviary, if you will.
I might be wrong in saying this, but was it Michael Crichton that wrote Jurassic Park?
Yeah. They
bought the rights to that book before he'd even finished it. I might be making that up.
No, I think you're right. I think there's like a bidding war and everything. Because after Jurassic Park, there's still a load of stuff kind of going on in that park. Because if they built Jurassic World and they had Jurassic Park, at some point in between, they've had to wrangle a T-Rex. Mm-hmm. They've had to deal with a Dilophosaur. They've scooping
that big
up
thing.
Nedry's. That was that.
That's not a real dinosaur.
Dilophosaur is a real dinosaur, but it didn't have the flap in it.
Oh, spit, allegedly. Right. Is that what it does?
But it did have the ridge and everything.
Right.
So it's basically it's that dinosaur without that thing.
Right.
I don't believe it did spit. I think that was made up for it as well. They think it was venomous because it didn't have a strong jaw. Right. So they think it might have bit its prey and then just kind of sat back with paper and was like that.
That's you, mate.
Like a Komodo dragon. That's what they do.
They're
just so filthy.
That's exactly what it is. There's so much bacteria in their mouth.
Yeah.
That that's how it kills it. It's not actually venomous. It's just really a really filthy lizard.
Jurassic World. See, Ian Malcolm's back in it.
Yep.
That's good.
The chaos theory.
The wee fella from The Get Down, Justice Smith.
Never watched The Get Down.
It was good. The first series was good. Second one's a disappointment, but I'd recommend it. Plus, hold on, I've got a name down here. Toby Jones is in it.
Right.
Which I'm buzzing about. You ever watch The Detectorist with Mackenzie Crook from The Office? It's a great show. It's a BBC thing, I think, and it's about guys into metal detecting.
All right.
It sounds ridiculous, but it's just amazing. It's such a good show. And
it's the gift that keeps on
Hold
giving.
on, let me go back to my notes. Oh, what's he called? Ted Levine. Buffalo Bill for Silence of the Lambs, isn't it?
There's two. Right, hold on. I'm going to go on another tangent. So, in that, when he's Buffalo Bill's putting on the makeup on, and he does that voice. I can't remember the song. And he's doing that, and he goes, so there's two versions. There's the one where he swears, but then there's the TV one who goes, "What'd you do me?"
Right.
Is there no? I'm sure. I don't know if I've just made this up, but I'm sure there's a bit who goes, "What'd you do me?"
I dare say that because they done that with Die Hard, didn't they? With the
Didn't be loads of things because there's also bits in Dumb and Dumber that never make it to the TV.
TV. Who did? Joe's The Revenge, the ridiculous one at the end. There's a Epps, one of the Epps.
Spoilers.
I'm
To be
sure.
fair, you couldn't really spoil that film.
I watched this on TV and they killed him off.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
In the film, he comes up at the end for the water and he's all like, "Oh, you've killed the shark. That's magic," kind of thing. Whereas
Good for you.
Channel 3 were just like, "The end."
Have you not seen? Have you ever heard what Michael Caine said about Jaws 4? No. Have you ever heard what he said? I'm paraphrasing, but it's something along the lines that he was asked, "Have you ever seen Jaws 4?" And he said, "No, but I've seen the wing of the house that it helped build."
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's Michael Caine, he can do what he wants within reason. Within reason. Right, my
She
thing.
was on, like-
Are you? She was on like 15 years. Biggest thing I know you're not into computer games, right? Biggest thing I'm looking forward to the most next year, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Is Sonic the Hedgehog in? Yeah.
So, Red Dead Redemption is like an open world sandbox, as they call it, cowboy game. So you're a cowboy and you're on a horse and you go shooting people and you play games and you rob folk and you rob trains and you do all that sort of stuff, right? But it's huge. Like, you can go hunting, you can search for Bigfoot, you can do all these amazing things, right? It was tremendous. When I got the game, like, just 8 hour stints, like, just constantly playing it, unbelievable is the words I'm trying to get here. But they're doing a sequel, and apparently it's massive. It's like the world is huge, and I can't wait because it's true Rockstar story. Like, it's not linear. You just move on to all these different things. There's all these different people and all these characters and stuff. And what they done, you might like this, for Red Dead Redemption, is they done Undead Nightmare, which was zombies.
Right.
So the zombie masses appeared, and you're a cowboy with a Winchester, decapitating zombies.
That actually sounds pretty good. Like, I would be awful at it, but it seems good.
It's an incredible. I really. They announced it a while ago, and I think they said it was going to come out round about this time this year, but it got held back. But it looks absolutely tremendous. Like, your second thing, Gregor.
Second thing, I think this is my big one, so to speak.
Right.
The Irishman. Have you heard of this?
Nope.
Scorsese.
Is this the
De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, Keitel.
Netflix?
Because apparently it's too big a risk to make a film with the guys in it. They could do a film of them just playing ping pong for an hour and a half. I would love that. Imagine that. Scorsese directing, Pacino and De Niro.
Pesci?
Pesci.
Pesci playing ping pong?
He's furious. It's great Netflix are doing this, but what's the deal? If Netflix make it, does it automatically get streamed? Can I go and see this at the pictures? Is it ever going to get a theatrical release if Netflix have made it? Because they'll surely want it to be
on the big screen.
Their big thing, because this is huge.
See, when you think about what Netflix have done this year, Stranger Things, Ozark was tremendous.
We're just in that at the moment.
Tremendous.
Loving it. Bateman's fantastic. He's
great. He's absolutely brilliant in it. But so, The Irishman. Do you know anything about it?
I do. It's a kind of mafia-y thing.
Obviously.
It's about the death of Jimmy Hoffa, and when I meant to write the fella's name down that it's about.
It's okay.
Presume he's the Irishman. He's the guy that's meant to have killed Hoffa, and he's admitted it on his deathbed 2004, something like that, maybe 10 years ago or so. So it's going to be obviously looking back at that kind of thing, but it comes from the book. What's it called? I've got that written down.
I've got no notes. I just look like an idiot when you...
The book's called I Heard You Paint Houses. Now...
Heard you paint houses?
I Heard You Paint Houses.
Right.
Have you watched Sneaky Pete yet?
No, but Phoebe's brother.
Yes.
Phoebe's brother.
He's amazing.
I really want to watch it. I've no idea Phoebe's brother, but I really want to watch it.
Ribisi.
Is that
Giovanni
his name?
Ribisi.
How do you remember these things, Gregor?
He's amazing, because his sister's in Dazed and Confused.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man.
In fact, his sister's the redhead that Woodison tries to fire into, and it looks like he's succeeding by the end of it. Anyway, what are we talking about? I Hear You Paint Houses, Sneaky Pete, because there's a bit in that when Spoilers. I won't.
Is it going to spoil it for me?
No,
Because I've not seen it.
No, it's just a small part. That,
right. Okay.
There's a guy in it that meets another guy in a bar and says to him like about him painting houses, which because I'd heard about this and had looked into it, I knew what he was on about. That's a hitman. So rather than going in and meeting a hitman and being like, "Will you kill someone? Do you kill folk?" You say, "I hear you paint houses." And the wise guys are like, "Sure, I'll drink some coffee, I'll paint some houses." My impressions are pretty good.
That was brilliant. That was really good.
So,
have you ever heard my Pacino and Donnie Brasco? I do that quite a lot. And he goes, "I'm going to swear here, but I'll bleep it out. Right. I don't know how the f*** you knew that was a fugazi." Right, anyway, sorry, I digress.
Yeah, so
Michael Caine impressions, Al Pacino. Hoo-ha! You get it all here, man.
My name is...
What the f...
Nelson Mandela.
Oh my sweet. Oh. Right, that was... Are you going to finish that? Or like...
My name is Nelson Mandela. That's pretty much it. I don't know what else he said. Stephen Graham's in it. That's...
What more do you want?
Scorsese obviously has taken a shine to him. He's in a few things.
Because he was Pacino. He was Capone, is that right? And
yeah,
thingy.
Boardwalk Empire.
Did think Scorsese anything to do with that?
And I don't know. But Gangs of New York.
Oh yeah. Aye, so he is. He's been on other things.
Oh, he's brilliant, man. I really like him, and he just seems so down to earth, and a lot of time for Stephen Graham.
Like a lovely guy. Retweeted your article about him.
Good egg.
Good man.
Uh-huh.
So my second thing, technically, it's going under the working title The Predator, but it's Predator 4.
Yes, I did see that on the thing.
Have you seen Predators?
No.
The one that takes place, spoilers, takes place in their home world, and they basically take all these humans, obviously, and they bring them on from the most dangerous place in the world. So there's like a Yakuza and there's all that sort of stuff. And the Predator, there's 3 of them and they fight them. Absolutely tremendous. Loved that film. Got it in Blu-ray. That's how much I like it. And do you know what comes with the Blu-ray? Which is really, really cool. It's a motion comic. So it gives you the backstory of all the characters. Because I think there's like, it's been a long time since there's 6 of them, I think, go. But it's like, and you watch it and it's like really cool, almost Sin City type art. But only one thing in the frame moves. So if somebody's like sitting smoking a cigarette, it's just the smoke that moves, and then the narrator tells you the inner monologue. It's absolutely tremendous. It's really, really good. Just that bit alone is fantastic. But I don't know anything about it. I'm just excited about it. The Predator. And apparently, that's a lie, I do know a couple of things about it. Apparently they're going down the same vein as Predator 2, where it's the detective type thing. It's not like Arnie in the Congo. Where are they? Is it? Where are they? In Predator? The jungle.
Some kind of I'd be.
There's somewhere. I can't remember. Yeah. So they're going for that. I think it's going to be in a city, the detective type thing, man. So I just love Predator. He's just, or he, I don't even know. Are they asexual? I've never seen a female or a male predator. Just predators.
You know, when I was looking for films for 2018, I saw Rambo, and it was like a remake of the Rambo films.
What, like the First Blood? Not
but then I saw who was starring in it, and it's a full Indian remake. Which then I was like that. Oh, why? So then hunting about. Drive, you know, Gosling.
Yeah.
Full Indian remake.
Really?
Yeah. So like, while we're over here moaning about like, America always takes Japanese films to these films, is India doing this as well? Because I would watch them.
I have seen I've seen things on YouTube of people doing reviews of like, what's that? What's the musical, the Indian musicals? What do you call it again? It's like it's like Bollywood, but there's a proper name for it. Them type.
Bhangra?
Is it Bhangra? Them types of musicals. There's like a Nightmare on Elm Street one. There's like all these. There's like a Freddy Krueger one. There's been a video.
I think that'll be entertaining.
I'd give it a go. Well, Big Sandy that we talked to, he says there's some amazing Indian gangster films. Yeah. He said he wrote a list on pop-nonsense.com about his favourite films, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a 2-part thing. Right. And he says as far as gangster films goes, it's tremendous, and I need to find out what the name of that is. Yeah. But yes, I'm looking forward to The Predator.
Excellent. Cloverfield. I loved the first one. I loved the next one. And again, I love this shit.
What was the first one called? The second one called Cloverfield something Lane?
Was it 1-7 Lane or something?
Thing. It was okay.
I really liked it.
The first one was Marmite though. Like
Again, I really like that.
Really?
But I never went to the pictures or anything
your
like
Mandela impressions, and you see a whole new side of you, Gregor.
I hadn't entered into. I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, one day I'll put this on. So I don't know if maybe going into it having no idea and then being like, all right, this is how this is rolling.
Sometimes when the wave of everybody slating things starts to go down, you kind of, and you watch stuff, you kind of take it for what it is, and it's not as bad as what. So the new Cloverfield, do you know anything about it? Because I've done all this research and know nothing about things.
Yeah, well, spoilers if you've never seen a Cloverfield film, but
it's just a big thing, isn't it?
The first one, it's like a big ass monster with shit dropping off it that turns out to be tiny ass monsters. Cloverfield 2, Cloverfield Lane, 10 Cloverfield Lane. The second one, spoilers if you've not watched it. You people.
How dare you have not seen the things that we've seen?
So they're down in like a bomb shelter kind of thing, and there's a guy that's kind of keeping them there, and he's like, you can't go up there, like, there's bad things happening up there, folk will die.
It's reminiscent of quite a few kind of films and stuff. There's lots of different.
Definitely taking inspiration.
None that I can name off the top of my head, but definitely an episode of South Park.
Big spoiler here, like this is basically the film. So mute me until you see me stop talking.
I'll give you the thumbs up when you can.
The end of it, she gets out, and there is actually aliens there again. That stopped. The new Cloverfield film is set in space, and they have talked about how like folk were saying, is the second Cloverfield film an actual sequel to this? And they're saying it's not a sequel, it's a blood relative. They're from the same universe, whatever. So they had talked about how in the future they were going to do things to bring it all together. So I don't know if this one's been set in space. I don't know if what goes down up there will then explain why this stuff's coming to Earth.
Right.
I don't know if this is going to be the one to tie it together, or if this will be another one saying, here's some more going on, wait till the next one and we'll let you know. Who knows?
I'm not excited about that, Gregor, sorry.
I am. Yours? Your next one?
That's right. Well, you're going to at me now anyway because of what I said about Cloverfield, but Days Gone, it's another game, Gregor. Sorry, mate. I'm into more than one thing. Remember I showed you the trailer though, and it's an open world zombie game.
You did. This looks good.
So you're like, so you're a bounty hunter on a motorcycle, moped type thing, and there's just hundreds of zombies, just hundreds of zombies, and you're just going about. Kind of in the same vein as like Undead Nightmare, what I'd said, but like it's just a mass.
I do like that idea because I always thought what would have been a good computer game would have been, I can never remember the name of it, Omega Man, but with Will Smith.
Oh, what?
Will Smith, Last Man on Earth, got an Alsatian.
Oh yeah,
zombies. I can never remember the name.
I Am Legend.
Jesus. I thought a computer game of that would be good, where you're kind of going out exploring by day, trying to get things, trying to figure out where they are by day, and then you have to get back in safe by night and make sure that you cover your tracks. And I thought a game like that would have been good, but all these games where it's like you've got a world to explore and crack on. That's
the stuff I like. I like games like that. I'm not into FIFA. See all that kind of Call of Duty. I don't like Call of Duty. I'm not into that sort of thing. But talking about games, The Thing. So they made a game of The Thing for the PS2. Right. Unbelievable. Yeah. See what you're saying? Like unbelievable. So you go into all the cabins and stuff like that, and you get everything. You go then. You need to make your way across the barren, snowy wasteland. Mm-hmm. But you've got members of your team. So you've got like 3 other members of your team, but you never know who's infected. Mm-hmm. And then you make them take like blood tests and all that. But you need to get your other team to like, so somebody will be shooting the thing, right. And other people will be setting fire to the thing. But people start having like nervous breakdowns when this is happening. So you might be, I don't know why I just switched off there. Might be a battery. You see all that almost like Doom. Do you remember Doom? Like you could see Doom guy at the very bottom of your screen. So you see in their facial expressions that they're starting to kind of lose it. So you need to go and like either kind of beat the crap out of them and go, get your shit together, man. So Days Gone.
Right.
It just, as far as horror games go, because I'm assuming this is like a horror, not horror like Dead Space or anything like that, but like I think it's geared up to be not like Resident Evil, but something like that. But the scariest horror game I ever played was the Thing for the PlayStation 2. I go on massive tangents, don't I? Like you say like Jurassic World and then start talking about Jurassic World, and then I start doing like Michael Caine impressions and then I swear and ruin the whole thing.
The next one, The Black Hand. Hear about anything about this?
No, I haven't.
This is another kind of mafia one.
Right.
Going back to the origins of the Mafia, it's based on a book, Italian detective that was known as the Italian Sherlock Holmes or whatever. This is all kind of true life stuff. It's based on a book.
Right.
It's this detective was trying to stop them. I think it'll be really interesting looking at the origins of the Mafia with the Black Hand. Now, obviously, like Godfather films kind of talk about the early days and everything. That's quality. DiCaprio's in this, so I'm hoping for a kind of gangs in New York vibe to it.
Right.
I don't really know that much more about it, to be honest. There's not a lot of stuff out there. It's one of the ones where it's here's the title, here's who's hopefully going to be in it.
And they just
DiCaprio, but
kind of let you get on with it, don't they?
but it's based on that book.
Yeah, there's you kind of my Jurassic Park one's a big thing. Well, my Jurassic World thing, but it's okay.
Go. You keep casting it up.
No, it's just I can't believe that.
You're going first. You're going first next time.
I did have them on my head, and they kind of went away. But the Avengers,
right.
Infinity War.
Is that the one with the advert that everything's in?
No, that's Justice League.
That's all the same to me.
That's pretty much what it's in.
I'm absolutely clueless to this whole world. Like,
well, they've kind of been gearing up to this. See, as far as comic books go, for me personally, when they go into space, I kind of tune out.
See that? Well, I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's the first one of the kind of films that I've actively went to the pictures to see.
Like, see when the Ultron thing and all that, when things start coming down through outer space, I kind of tune out. I'm Batman. Right. Like I like total. There's a bit of plausibility in it. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like really. But then I suppose I really like Spawn. So I'm a conundrum. They've been gearing up to this for a while. Like so, there's a thing called the Infinity. I can't remember. I think it's called the Infinity Gauntlet. Right. And there's a being called Thanos. So on this gauntlet, there's room for these stones. Can't remember what they are at the top of my head. That's terrible for me. But you can see them in all the films, and if it's basically just everything coming together. The way Marvel have done it right, and they've spent their time, apart from Captain America, because they rushed through that as far as I'm concerned. But Captain America's a hard one. He's a bit like Superman. He's too clean for me. Yeah. I want somebody that's a bit mad.
So is this the one that, because I did hear that the Guardians of the Galaxy characters were going to be in this other film that brings everyone in, which I was a bit like, I don't want to see anyone else, just want to see the cats getting about the business. So are they going to be in this one? Is that this one? I'll maybe get a watch then.
So,
but I don't know enough about it. I feel like I'm kind of in a party when everyone knows each other and I'm just stood like that. Oh yeah.
Can I come too? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. As I keep saying, it just pains me that they're just not doing it right with the whole DC thing. Yeah. In my opinion. Because they've got Scorsese, who'd be a producer on a standalone Joker film. Right. It's got nothing to do with any of the stuff they've been building up in Suicide Squad or the Batman vs Superman or Justice League. It's just a standalone film, and it's kind of like, just do.
That seems a bit kind of...
It's just a bit mad. I think just kind of... I don't know what they're going to do with that sort of stuff. I try and keep an open mind, because like anything because there's an amazing comic called Joker 1, where, I can't remember the name of the character now, I want to say something Frost, John Frost, Joe Frost, but basically in the comic, no one wants to pick the Joker up from Arkham, and he offers because he thinks that he can be like have as much power as the Joker, but then realises very quickly that he's in over his head, and the Joker is absolutely tremendously insane. He's a horrible, horrible human being, and see the whole romantic thing, Harley and Joker and stuff. It's nothing. Like, he's a horrible, horrible, despicable man. Some of the stuff that he does, and he sees it up close and personal. And I think that's what they're going to do with this. Scorsese's on it, so it'll be gritty. It'll be that kind of thing. I don't know how much he's going to have to do with it. It might just be. Remember when what's that film? Was it Jet Li was in? Might not be. Was it Hero? And Tarantino put his name to it. Well, he had nothing to do with it, but he knew it was a good film, so he just said, put my name on it and people will watch it. I don't know if it's going to be like that or something. A lot of people do that. You just go, give me a $5 and you can be producer.
My last film?
Go for it.
Brace yourself.
I'm sitting down, man.
Honestly, I'm having to look at this. I've lost it.
What's a Tatty book? Does that say Tatty book? Stephen Tatty book?
Talty. That must have been who wrote it. No. Right. My notes are awful.
They're better than the notes that I don't have.
I don't think I've noted down what this film's called, which is absolutely heartbreaking. Right, I'm going to tell you the plot of it. I'm going to have to find out.
I'll try and guess.
Well, guess what the name of the film is that I don't know either. There's a wild game hunter, but he gets animals for zoos. So he's booked on a big cargo ship with all these wild animals, all these rare, exotic and dangerous creatures. Also on that boat is an assassin that's being extradited to the US. What could go wrong there? 2 days into it, this cat escapes and unleashes the beasts.
Right.
Do you know the great thing about it? Nicolas Cage is in it.
Cagey boy.
It's a cage, a boat, hundreds of crazy animals and an assassin. I need to find the name of this film now.
Primal?
Primal. Why did I not write Primal? Primal. It's called Primal.
Primal.
So I'm buzzing about this. This is going to be one of these sneaks on a plane nonsense. Fire it on and enjoy.
See, I like films like that. I don't. Sometimes
like you
I don't
need
like
that.
thinking.
You need
just
that.
Switch off.
It's like when we go to bed, we'll put on something, and you don't want a proper hard watch. You want something easy to watch, like a wee comedy or something. You don't want to sit through an hour of thought.
I get.
I'm like this with films sometimes. I love a film where you can explore like in depth it, and then I like a film like this where it's Nicolas Cage on a boat with wild animals and an assassin. Just sounds great.
What more can you ask?
Can you imagine pitching that? Everyone would just be like, yeah,
flip the table.
Right, well, I've got a list of films
that are
coming out, so I'm gonna go through them,
right,
and see what you think.
Okay.
First of all, Annihilation. It is, I had to write a name, Natalie Portman, and it's by the makers of Ex Machina.
I've never seen that.
Amazing.
Is it
Love
good?
Absolutely love it.
Right, okay.
Like 10 out of 10.
I've got stuff to watch, man. You give me lots of stuff to watch.
That's one of the films that you watch, I'm changing my whole, not that you can change your life to be like that, but you know, the films that proper affect you, like, oh,
yeah,
that's
like Fight Club made me shave my hair off.
Fair enough.
My hair was long at the time though. Do you know, it was a big step for me. Like it took a whole 2 years ago. Should I let it grow back?
Right. Well, Oscar Isaac's in that as well. I like him. A lot of time for him.
Right. Sounds good.
Next one, That Fantastic Beasts.
Pish. No, I'm not into that, man. That first one was terrible.
It was just, I love Harry Potter, but that just felt like nothing to do with it, to be honest. It could have been anything.
My wife loves Harry Potter, like absolutely adores it. So I've seen them all.
Yep.
I know all the stuff and all that. But we put that film in, and I was like,
I'm I don't really know. Seen them all, read them all, like been down to London to that.
The actual thingy, the Harry Potter, man. The Harry Potter. But what would you call it? Experience.
Yeah, why not?
Is that what it is? Harry Potter Land. Is that what it's called? Or is that the big one?
Studios.
Right.
Aye. So anyway, next, Super Troopers 2.
Aye, obviously.
That's just, it's gonna be ridiculous. I hope it's not.
If there's one thing I hope, it's not bad.
I hope it just carries on exactly the same as the first one. I don't need them to do anything special, just be the same. Next, Slenderman, or Slenderman.
Like, is that the big thing, creepypasta thing?
Yeah, because there's obviously, that's kind of in the news at the moment with the wee girls that tried to kill
God, you always bring it down, man.
Well, I can't help it if folk are out there killing each other. It's like, not me doing it.
I like my bubble that I'm in, and they just ignore all that stuff.
But do you know who's in it? I believe is the Slenderman himself, Javier Botet. You know, the hobo / leper in It.
The hobo / leper? The guy that chases him out the house on Thingy Street, Nibble, that thing.
Yep.
Like he's quite juddery and all that.
Yep, that's him. That's in that.
He'll be good, man.
He's in a few things as a big.
Is he in Mama?
I think. Is he?
Is he not the thing?
I know that he's in.
Because that's really quite terrible. That impression is almost as good as your Nelson Mandela one.
Oh, we need a big, creepy, skinny fella.
Would he be a good alien?
Perfect. Asbury Park.
I feel like I should know that.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Set in 74, rock and roll, summer nights, all this kind of didn't tell you much about it, just hitting me with this, and I was like, that sounds nice to me.
Right.
Ron Perlman, Joe Pesci.
Ron Perlman.
Pesci's in it as well. I thought Pesci had retired, but obviously he's dusted off.
I love Pesci.
He's just
What's your favourite Pesci scene?
It seems obvious, but the Goodfellas amuse you. Although the Get Your Shine box is.
We need proper losers.
Because the kind of shows you the two sides of him, like the proper maniac or like the amusing side that's playing off the maniac. But it seems obvious that it's those two, but they're just.
My favourite is Casino. That's a nice pen. And then the guy's like that. He's
stabbing.
He's right in the neck, man. That bit. And then De Niro does that big spiel where he's like, if you beat him, he'll come back with a bat. If you beat him with a bat, he'll come back with a gun. Oh, that kind of pure got that completely wrong. But that that bit where you're like, oh man, he's insane. He is absolutely. He's the angriest man in America.
Have you seen anything about his character in Goodfellas about like the guy that he was portraying in real life was like 6'3", 6'4" or something?
Really?
He was like as crazy as him. And folk were like, he got him spot on. Like folk that knew him were like, he was brilliant. But he was. Can you imagine a 6'3", 6'4" Joe Pesci coming at you? It's frightening. Plus, he was
like a demon dog.
Have you ever seen the Jersey Boys film?
No.
I'm a huge fan of Frankie Valli anyway, but I didn't realise he had such connections with Pesci. Like, he's in it kind of thing, but there's a wee guy playing him, and there's a wee kind of bit in that where he mentions like funny how kind of thing. But he was pals with Cranky Valley and the Four Seasons a lot. And one of the fellas, again the name escapes me, went and worked for him after he left them. So he's got real links back to some cracking tunes.
Sweet, man. That a bit of trivia there?
Aye.
Trivia?
My trivia is, we talked about The Black Hand and The Irishman, so I'm going to go back to Gangs of New York.
Right.
Which originally, when they first set about doing this, 1978.
They started trying to make Gangs of New York.
Scorsese was wanting to make it back then.
Really?
Some of the folk who was wanting to get it for the part that DiCaprio plays with Amsterdam.
Wow.
He's wanting Dan Aykroyd. He's wanting John Belushi as Bill the Butcher.
Really?
Then Belushi died.
Yep.
So they'd thought about Mel Gibson and Willem Dafoe. They'd looked at, what's he called? Is it Malcolm McDowell? Him from Clockwork Orange as well?
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell.
It had been thrown about since then. But
wow, I never knew that.
the thing that I wanted to talk about was Bill the Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
So in the film he's William Cutting, which is a bit changed from his real name, which I think they wanted to change it a bit because his story does differ a bit. So they're not saying this is this guy, this is what happened. Mm-hmm. So in real life it's William who, he was a butcher, Bill the Butcher, that's where that all came from. Rather than in the film, spoilers, how he dies with a fight at the end with DiCaprio. What he says in the film, he did actually say in real life. But in real life, he was in gangs and everything, he had run-ins with different folk. He got shot in the heart, survived for 2 weeks because he was a double hard bastard. After he got shot in the heart, he grabbed a knife off the bar and went chasing after the guy. 2 weeks later, he died with all his pals at his bedside, and he said to them, let me get my goodbye, boys, I die a true American. But he was buried in an unmarked grave, but he's got a proper stone now and everything, so I think it's visitable.
If you're into that sort of thing. Yeah. That's some good trivia, man. Any more?
No.
Any more
That's me, I was just Gangs of New York too.
And that was it?
I did read that Daniel Day-Lewis, Jesus, my memory, there's a bit in it when he kind of clinks his glass eye with a knife. Mm-hmm. Don't know how true this is, but apparently he got like a kind of glass thing to put over his eye and trained himself to tap it. So that's like a real thing. And he got actual training to be a butcher for weeks. And he's right into the old he kept the accent in character, out of character, like he kept that accent for the whole thing. He didn't wash his hair, the greasy hair and everything.
Wow, man.
He was like, he hated that so much he shaved his head when he finished because he was just like, this is horrible kind of thing, but this is
commitment.
He's
commitment.
He's the best, that's why he's the best.
See, I like the wee things like there's a bit, we talked about Fight Club earlier, so one of my favourite bits in Fight Club was ad-libbed by Brad Pitt, and it's there's two really good things in Fight Club, right? One of them's like quite funny. So when Marla Singer phones and she's took the overdose, and she's, you're going to need to keep me up all night, and Brad Pitt goes to see her. When he takes her out the room and all that, he pulls her into the wee kind of close, as you would call it, the wee alcove, and he starts dancing. Totally made it up. Yeah. Totally made it up. Like, that wasn't in the script, he just done it, and they were like, keep that. That's good. That should be in there. And there's another bit where, see, when they take the guy, they're all waiters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they take the guy into the toilet and they say they're going to cut his balls off. Next time you're watching it, watch Meatloaf. Just watch Meatloaf. When he comes out the back, his trousers fall down. And he tries to pull them back up. But when they were making it, they were too busy looking at Jared Leto and Brad Pitt to notice the trouserless Meatloaf in the background. And that's it to pull them back up. Yeah, that's it. That made the cut of the film. That made the final cut, man.
Brilliant.
That made the final cut. How you can miss Meatloaf. Yeah, how can what's his name in it? Fat Bob? Is that what they call him? Bob? Bob had bitch tits.
That's it.
And that's us. That's another episode, Gregor.
There you go.
That was good. I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed the drivel, the complete and utter nonsense, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Drop us a comment if you would like us to talk about anything else. Give us a like because it helps the algorithm. Yep. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Is it follow on Pinterest? Is that what you say? Is that you follow people on Pinterest?
Oh, I don't know. I always forget about Pinterest.
We're on Pinterest and we post loads of stuff up from our map and all the other cool stuff we've got. Tumblr, Instagram. We've got a subreddit, we've got a Reddit. And for more pish like this, pop-nonsense.com. You can go to our map, which is map.pop-nonsense.com. So you can get our map and our shop where we stock loads of alternative film t-shirts, alternative pop culture t-shirts, which my favourite so far has got to be that Texas Chainsaw Massacre one that you said the other day. Would you like to describe it?
Mike Tyson. If you can picture Mike Tyson saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can imagine the t-shirt.
So yeah, that's us. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.